Very good morning to one and all present here. I am Adeline Beena, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, subject name Cloud Computing, subject code CCS 335, Regulation 2021, Unit 2, Part 3. Today I am going to present what is a hypervisor, what are the different types of hypervisor. A hypervisor is a software that allows multiple virtual machines to share the same physical hardware while operating independently. Virtual machine monitor is a software layer or firmware that enables the virtualization. It allows multiple virtual machines to run on a single physical machines by sharing CPU, memory, storage, and I/O devices. Each virtual machine behaves like independent computer with its own operating system. Some function of the hypervisor, some different function. It is a create and manage the virtual machine, allocate the physical resources to the virtual machine. It provides the isolation between the virtual machine, handle scheduling of CPU, memory, and I/O. I/O means input output devices, support live migration, snapshot, and resource balancing. These are the functions of hypervisor. Classification of hypervisor. Hypervisor are generally classified into two major types. Type 1 hypervisor, otherwise called bare metal hypervisor. Type 2 hypervisor is otherwise called hosted hypervisor. Then otherwise, some references include type 0 and hybrid hypervisors. This diagram is represented by the type 1 hypervisor and type 2 hypervisor. Type 1 hypervisor is a collection of virtual machines, and same as the type 2 hypervisor is same as the virtual machines. That is the operating system is Windows and Linux. The next one, hypervisor, is including the VMware workstation for the type 2 hypervisor. Then hypervisor means it the derive and tools. Okay. Then hypervisor, VMware, vSphere, and Microsoft Hyper-V is mentioned by the Hyper-1 hypervisor. Then host physical hardware is same as type 1 and type 2, but type 2 is only available for the extra host operating system. This above diagram is represented by type 1 hypervisor and type 2 hypervisor. Then type 1 hypervisors. It is otherwise called bare metal hypervisor. It is directly on the host physical hardware. It without the need for underlying operating system. It effectively acts as the operating system itself maintain direct control over the hardware. Some characteristics of the type 1 hypervisor. It is installed directly on the bare metal. Very high performance, better security and isolation. It is used to cloud data centers and the enterprise server. How it works for the type 1 hypervisor. Hypervisor boots first when system is starts. Second one, it creates and manages the multiple virtual machines. Virtual machine run guest operating system, nothing but Windows, Linux, etc. It provides the CPU, memory, and I/O devices for us virtual machine. It is example for the type 1 hypervisor, VMware, SKI, Microsoft Hyper-V, KVM, that means kernel-based virtual machine, Xen hypervisor, Oracle VM server. Some advantages of the hypervisor. 1. Hyper 1 hypervisor, type 1 hypervisor, near native performance, high security and isolation, efficient resource management, large scale workload for cloud and enterprise virtualization. Then disadvantages of the type 1 hypervisor. more complex to set up. It requires powerful and hardware. Then second one is the type 2 hypervisor. Type 2 hypervisor is otherwise called hosted hypervisor. A type 2 hypervisor runs on top of the host operating system such as Windows, Linux, or macro operating system. It behaves like an application running on the operating system. Some characteristics of the type 2 hypervisor. It is easy to install and use, like based on the type 1 hypervisor. It is suitable for the desktop and testing. Lower performance compared to the type 1 due to the overhead of the host operating system. How it works. Host operating system loads first, example Windows 10. Then hypervisor software runs as an application. Virtual machine run inside the hypervisor Windows. Its access goes through the host operating system. Example, VMware Workstation, VMware Player, Oracle VirtualBox, Parallel Desktop, and QEMU is a hosted mode. These are the examples for the type 2 hypervisor. Then advantages, easy to install and beginner friendly, no special hardware needed for developing, testing and learning. It can multiple operating system on the desktop. Some disadvantages, lower performance due to the two layers, operating system and hypervisors. Not suitable for the large scale cloud infrastructure, less secure than the type 1. Other classification. Type 0 hypervisor is otherwise called firmware level virtualization, a rare category where virtualization is built directly in the firmware or hardware. Example, IBM CPCMS, IBM LPAR logical partitioning, mainframe virtualization. Some features very high speed, stable and secure. It is used in enterprise mainframes. Last one is the hybrid hypervisor. It combines both type 1 hypervisor and type 2 hypervisor principle. Example, Windows Hyper 5 on Windows 10 or Windows 11. It runs on the top of the Windows operating system. Windows itself get parent partitioning role. It is a hypervisor sits between the hardware and the operating system. It is better performance than type 2, more flexible than type 1. Thank you.